Splatoon is Nintendo's hottest new franchise, and with Splatoon 3 coming out real soon, there's no better time to talk about this great series. So today, let's take a look at 100 Splatoon facts that you probably don't know. Before the game became what we know as Splatoon, the prototype was originally a simplistic shooter where the player controlled an ink-firing tofu-shaped block. Before Nintendo decided to use squids, they thought about using rabbits as the main avatars. They also thought about using Mario characters because they knew it would be less of a monetary risk if a well-known franchise like Mario was the main stage. Once they landed on squids, they still looked pretty whack, not fully formulating the Inkling Squid Kid design until later in development. Despite the Inklings being squids, they die instantly when touching water. There are various fictional musical artists and bands within the Splatoon series, but none, not even the Squid Sisters, have released more songs than Dead Fish. The least prolific band in the Splatoon series are the Cuttlefish Idols, who were popular before the first game's place in the timeline, and therefore have zero listenable tracks. Only posters are scattered throughout the various environments. Nintendo released outfits based on the Splatoon manga and anime series as free DLC in 2015. Days before the release of Splatoon in 2015, a truck holding many copies of Splatoon discs and amiibos were hijacked on the way to a retail warehouse. Splatoon 2 has a reversible cover that features Salmon Run box art. The back of the amiibo box in Inkopolis Plaza and Square are fully detailed even though you can't see them in normal gameplay. Scroll 26 in Splatoon 1's campaign shows a human skeleton with a Wii U, stating that they're said to be over 12,000 years old. This means Splatoon is set in the very far future. A month before the release of Splatoon, Nintendo held the Splatoon Mess Fest event at Santa Monica Pier, where celebrities competed in an obstacle course and played Splatoon before launch. Splatoon was the first new IP Nintendo EAD had released since Pikmin released 14 years earlier on the Nintendo GameCube. The Squid Sisters are named Callie and Marie, an obvious reference to calamari, but the off-the-hook members from Splatoon 2, Pearl and Marina, have been theorized to be a reference to Pearl Harbor. Obviously, this seems way out of place for a Nintendo game, but let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sunken Scrolls 25 and 26 in Splatoon 1 confirmed that Judd the Cat is immortal. Splatoon 2's Salmon Run map, Ruins of Ark Polaris, is actually a defunct human ship left over from times past, confirmed by the English writing on the stage and background. This is one of the only times that you can see English text in the Splatoon series, obviously outside of UI and text bubbles. The language that the Inklings do speak is called Inkling, so the Inklings speak Inkling, but the Ocarians also speak Inkling. Squid Jump, Squid Racer, Squid Ball, and Squid Beats are all retro arcade-themed minigames that could be played in Inkopolis Plaza, and while waiting to enter a match, only Squid Jump was available unless you were able to unlock the others through the game's amiibo challenges. Each of these games' featured artworks is inspired by box arts used for the NES and Famicom games. Squid Beats was the only game to return in Splatoon 2, as Squid Beats 2 Outside the Shoal. Splatoon unfortunately fell victim to the Wii U's ridiculous marketing, releasing alongside advertisements like this.
You're a kid now, you're a squid now, you're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid, you're a squid, you're a kid now.
Rated everyone 10 and up.
Splatoon played a key role in the announcement of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. The initial reveal trailer featured an intricate cutscene that left many fans thinking it was a major Splatoon announcement. The rarest form of currency across the Splatoon games are the Super Sea Snails, which could either be used to reroll or add sub-abilities to gear pieces. However, they could only be obtained by participating in Splatfest. The amount of Super Sea Snails that you're awarded with depend on the rank you achieve during a Splatfest, the 5 ranks being Fanboy or Fangirl, Fiend, Defender, Champion, or King and Queen. Super Sea Snails also make a cameo appearance in Animal Crossing Welcome Amiibo, and they can be obtained by purchasing them from Inkwell. The character Inkwell is a complete reference to Splatoon as well. His shirt features the same logo used to represent rank battles. Splatoon's Splatfest themes were all different depending on what region you were playing. For instance, the first Splatfest was Cats vs. Dogs in America, Pop Music vs. Rock Music in Europe, and Rice vs. Bread in Japan. The only Splatoon 1 Splatfest that shared the same theme was Callie vs. Marie. There was also a Pokemon-themed Splatfest in every region. However, it was called Pokemon Red vs. Blue in the Americas and Europe, and Pokemon Red vs. Green in Japan. Unlike the Callie and Marie Splatfest, each region had separate results. Despite this, Pokemon Blue/Green still won in every region. Corey made a Splatoon 2 headset that made use of the sound splitter that would split the audio coming from the Switch and your phone for the 1% of users that use the Nintendo Online service for in-game chat. The headset could also be bought and worn in-game. Splatoon's final boss features a live performance of Callie Marie, with this song being called Calamari Incantation. Starting in 2016, Nintendo started putting on Splatoon HoloLive concerts with the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook. The Squid Sisters aren't sisters, they're actually just cousins. They're related through their grandfather, Captain Cuttlefish. Captain Cuttlefish's full name is Craig Cuttlefish. As of Splatoon 2, Captain Cuttlefish is canonically 130 years old, which is a lot older than the average lifespan of a squid being 3 to 5 years. The only new ranked mode to come from Splatoon 2 was Clan Blitz, and it sucks. There was another ranked mode, 8-Ball, that was data mined, which had you try to push a ball to the opposing side's goal before they got into your goal. It was never released, but could we see this return in Splatoon 3? There was also another ranked mode that appeared in the code called Rocket, which would have had you shoot a rocket and the more ink shot into it, the higher it would go. If you wave at Callie Marie or Pearl and Marina outside of the studio, they'll wave back. The passengers on the Deep Sea Metro are known as denizens of the deep. Apparently, they're banned from living on the surface. The name of the train's conductor is Sea Cucumber, which is a play on words referencing his species, a sea cucumber. The species this unnamed character is based off is the blobfish, which was determined as the world's ugliest animal in a 2013 poll. Before the game launched, Nintendo hosted a Splatoon global test fire, which players could compete online and get an early feel of the game. This global test fire can likely be considered Nintendo's first open online beta. Shifty Station was a special map designed for each Splatfest in Splatoon 2. They all had a gimmick that made them unique. Examples include ink rails, moving platforms, and ink switches. The maps were also named after pop culture shows and movies like Gossip Girl, Hunger Games, and Goosebumps. After the final Splatfest, these once lost maps were made playable in private battle. There was also an unused version of Shifty Station codenamed Box. Salmon Run was a mode released alongside the release of Splatoon 2. It could only be played during certain hours, mimicking real-life shifts. While this was kinda cool, it made it pretty annoying when trying to play with friends online. So in Splatoon 3, they made it available 24/7, in what is now known as Salmon Run Next Wave. Each weapon class has their own hero replica, which is used in the game's campaign. You could unlock any replica weapon for personal use online by completing each level with a particular weapon. Judd originally lived alongside humans, yet his body was frozen when they were wiped out, and now he lives alongside the Inklings. Judd isn't just an announcer, he actually determines the results of each match with his incredibly gifted vision. In Splatoon 2, Judd represents the player's team. The character who declares victory for the opponent's team is Little Judd. Little Judd is not Judd's son, but instead an exact clone of Judd. Krusty Sean, who runs Shrimp Kicks, gives off the appearance of a half-fried shrimp. However, his body is not actually fried. Rather, he's just wearing a jacket that makes him appear that way. The owner of Ye Old Clothing Shop from Splatoon 2 is Gelfonso, who is the son of Gelfonso, who ran Booyah Base in the first Splatoon. However, Gelfonso's birth is described as splitting off, which might make family dinners a bit awkward. At first, it may seem as though Sheldon wears goggles to protect him as he crafts weapons. However, he is also said to have very poor vision due to strenuous work with working with tiny weapon parts late at night. Mo the Clownfish might be the most obnoxious character in Splatoon. Whenever you buy gear from Cooler Heads, he will berate you and insult you, offering a different insult depending on your in-game level. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was the first game Splatoon characters appeared in on the Switch. While Splatoon 2 offers very limited ways of player communication through text, there can be other uses for the features. If a player uses a Booyah Bomb, teammates can spam Booyah to help charge the special attack faster. Splatoon 3's story mode protagonist is called Agent 3. Splatoon 1's protagonist is also Agent 3. They can't be the same character because in Splatoon 3 your character can also be an Octoling. So what exactly is going on here? In Splatoon 1, you could use the Miiverse to send messages in Inkopolis Plaza. The Miiverse was shut down before the release of Splatoon 2, so to keep the fun community feel the first game had, they added a mailbox feature that would let you make these same Miiverse-like posts in Inkopolis Square. A Splatoon trophy was added to Smash for Wii U after the release that could only be unlocked if you bought the Inkling outfit for your Mii. Splat Zones along with rank battles were announced as free DLC that would be released once enough players reached level 10. How many is enough? Well, Nintendo never specified, but it ended up coming anyways. Splatoon 2 hosted a Splatfest that was a collaboration with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. The first week was themed Leonardo vs. Raph. The second week was themed Donnie vs. Mikey. And then the final week was themed around the victors of the previous 2 weeks, being Raph vs. Donnie. Nintendo announced that the Chaos vs. Order Splatfest would be the final regular Splatfest. However, they went on to host 3 rematch Splatfests in 2020 and a Super Mario 35th Anniversary Splatfest in 2021. The NSAP series of blasters are based on the Zapper controllers for the NES and Famicom. Splatoon didn't actually have customizable hairstyles until Splatoon 2. The hair your avatar had was only based around their gender. The first themed Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch centered around Splatoon 2. During 2020's free Melee trend, many Splatoon players in the NA tournament changed their in-game tags to reference this outrage with Nintendo's decision to shut down an online Melee tournament. Nintendo went on to cancel the Splatoon event's livestream, and many believe this decision was due to the players' name changes. There was a local multiplayer mode in Splatoon 1 called the Battle Dojo, in which one person was on the gamepad and the other person was on a controller, and they would try to shoot as many balloons as they could in under 30 seconds. Merch done grew up in Splatoon 3. Famitsu held contests in which fans could send in designs for new gear, and they were actually added to Splatoon 2's store. Upon Splatoon's release, there was a fake leak that quickly spread which suggested Blood from Super Mario Sunshine would be added into the game as DLC. The first Maximus Cup in Tetris 99 to feature a theme outside of Tetris was based around Splatoon 2. Splatoon's directs and announcements are typically conveyed by the Squid Research Lab. Splatoon's research lab released a chart that details the relationship between many species across the Splatoon series. Splatoon's loading screen features an image of what appears to be an Inkling's apartment. A year and a half before the events of Splatoon 2, Inkopolis Square was a rundown street, but was renovated and is now a sick hangout spot for young Inkling. Each member of Squidbeak's platoon, the platoon where Captain Cuttlefish and Judd fought alongside each other in the Great Turf War, armed themselves with a bamboozler. A Moses Schellendorf is another member of this platoon. He is also the grandfather of Sheldon. Despite appearing like an octopus in Splatoon, DJ Octavio has a humanoid form that can be found in the Sunken Scroll. In this image, he can be seen wearing the same Kabuto hat. In Splatoon 2's lobby waiting room, you can press buttons on the D-pad and it would actually add different effects to the lobby music. Many references to old Nintendo consoles can be found in the Octo expansion, including SNES and N64 cartridges. The gear randomization sound effect is the GameCube startup sound sped up. If you pay close attention to the sounds the Squid Beak can make, you can actually hear distorted Inkling sounds. Marie is ambidextrous. She can be seen using her right hand to write and her left hand to eat with chopsticks. Inkopolis Tower from Splatoon 1 can be seen from Inkopolis Square in Splatoon 2. Marie's favorite band is the Chirpy Chirps, an in-game chiptune band that had several tracks released in version 2.0 of Splatoon. Judd's fur is naturally in the pattern of a tuxedo. Splatoon's single-player trailer from 2014 features references to bloopers from Super Mario Bros. And Octorocks from The Legend of Zelda. The sunken scrolls, when flipped through, have a flipbook animation of the Zapfish, Judd, and Sheldon. A splat bomb can be thrown into the hoop of Splatoon 1's shooting range. Once scored, a green sparkle effect will occur. Using your special attack actually fills up your ink tank. Splatoon is a portmanteau of the word splat and platoon. Splatoon won the Game Award for the best shooter and multiplayer game of 2015. It was also the 6th best-selling game on the Wii U, with about 5 million units sold. Splatoon 3 will be adding emotes for the first time in the series' history, and I'm not sure if I should be excited or scared. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed this one, be sure to check out this video right here talking about what the secret DLC for Splatoon 3 might be. Go enjoy, bye.